Hello and welcome to the MGS channel. I am your host, and what we're going to talk about today is why I feel there's a lot of innocent people in jail. And the first thing is subscribe, like, follow, so you never miss anything about what I'm talking about, because everything I talk about is reality, and it's good advice for some of you. So why do I keep a lawyer on standby for every situation? And the reason is because there's a lot of dirty police and government and just people out there that is always trying to ruin your day and ruin your life. So this is going to be a long video. So I need you to go down and hit the other one after you watch this one. Go and get the longer video, because this is very important for everybody to know of why you need lawyers. So let's get started. Okay, so I was working at this job and I had a doctor's appointment in the city. I live in the country, and I guess I had a little makeup on. I was kind of trying to look nice and everything. But anyways, I had long hair, stuff like that. Anyways, I looked a little different than what I do now. Simple as that. Should that matter? No. I'm in my car, I'm minding my business, whatever. So I go onto the highway, right? I'm on my way to the city, Pittsburgh, PA, and I go in and there's a huge dump truck in front of me. There's a huge dump truck in back of me. Now it's right up on me, right? I mean, it's tailgating me. I feel like if I slow down, I'm going to get crushed in between these two vehicles. Now, I would say they were doing a little bit faster than 55, but there was no way for me to get out from between. The truck is like right up on me, and there's a dump truck in front of me and a dump truck in the back of me. So I'm in between. I want to get away. So what I did is I look over, and you could tell state trooper vehicles. And so as I'm seeing the state trooper vehicles, it's like one of those undercover, but they have all the antennas on them. So I look over and I look in my mirror and I put my hand out like, thumbs up, can I go, And I look in my mirror and the officer slows down and I see him wave like this in my mirror. So I figured that was for me to get in front of him and I could go around the truck and then, get in a safe area of not having to be in between two trucks. So with that being said, I go around the officer, and then once I go around the truck, I get pulled over. The cop throws his lights on. And so I immediately pull over, and I get my registration, my license, and my insurance card out, and I roll down my window all the way. I didn't do it halfway. So he walks up to the car, and he says to me, "Where are you headed?" And I said, "Well, I'm going down to a doctor's appointment." He says, "Why was you tailgating that truck?" I said, "I wasn't tailgating anybody." I said, "Did you see the big truck that was tailgating me that could have crushed me like a can?" I says, "So that's one." Then he says to me, he looks at my ID, takes it back, and then he brings it back, and he says to me, "This ain't you. This is no way this is you." I said, "Sir, that is my license. That's me." He says, "Well, I feel you're lying and this is a fake ID." He says, "The address." I said, "Sir, the address is my address." He says, "You're lying to a police officer." I said, "Sir, I wasn't lying to you. It is my address." He says, "There's no way that you could be living out there in the country out there." Now, man, how did that start out racist or whatever you want to call it? And I said, "Sir, I live out there. I don't live in the city." He says, "Yeah, you do. You live in the city. I've seen you in the city." I said, "I'm a taxi driver. I don't live in the city." And he goes, "Well, You're lying about that, so you're going to get a ticket in the mail. You're reckless driving, you're speeding. And I'm like, sir, that's impossible. I wasn't speeding. Okay. I said the big truck was behind me. So he hits me with like reckless driving, tailgating. He said I was doing over 80 miles per hour. That's impossible. And he had me fake ID, and then he said I had lying to an officer. So it's like 4 charges up against me. So I said, well, what happens? He says, well, you're going to go to jail. I said, well, I'll see you in court. He says, well, we're going to send the stuff out to you, and you're not going to get it because this ain't your real address. I said, whatever, sir. I'll just wait for it to come in the mail. He didn't have me sign anything or nothing. So immediately I called a lawyer. His name was Brian. And, you know, I'm not going to say what firm he's from. You all got to do your own investigation. I'm not going to put his business out there. But so I called him and I said, hey, I told him the charges that this cop put against me. I said, I do live out there in my town. I always basically lived out in the country. And my lawyer, because I hired him, he says, are you ready to just be ready to get it in the mail? And I said, okay. And then after that, I did receive it in the mail. But my point is without my lawyer, I would have got up to 6 months in jail. I would have got points on my license, 10 points, the way they tried to put it. I would have been in jail, innocent, because it was fake. I got my lawyer. Basically, to get down to it, I got everything thrown out. Why? Because he was lying. The license was real. But it's just amazing how you have to watch out. Cops will make up a lot of stuff. And here's the thing. I even ran my mouth. I even talked to the cop. But I was nice to him. But it's amazing. So that's why I say always have a lawyer on standby, because some police are dirty and they like to lie. And I'm just happy I had a good attorney that was able to prove it, because I have dash cameras and everything else. That's why it's always good to have cameras in your car. And it showed that I was telling the truth. But I'll tell you, if I did not have a lawyer, I'd be in jail. I wouldn't have a driver's license. So again, that's why I say everybody get a lawyer. Make sure you have a lawyer on retainer or whatever you can do, and they keep you out of jail. And it's only like $500 to get a little traffic lawyer. So, and I mean a good one. So I say just watch yourself out there and be careful, because especially in 2026, it's very dangerous nowadays. So thanks for coming. Subscribe, like, follow, and you always have new videos coming out every week.